All right, you guys, so before we even read this story, we took a look at our text features, okay? And we found out on our text features that we have chocolate donuts and we have glazed donuts. We know that we are missing 3 chocolate donuts and 2 glazed donuts, right? Okay, so we said we're missing 3/6 and we have 3/6. Over here, we're missing 2/6 and we have 4/6, right? Okay. All right, so now we know that every word problem is a what?
Story.
Is a what?
Story.
Okay, and what do we know about stories? What do we know about stories? There are 3 things that a story has to have. Otherwise, you wouldn't read it, right? Because it wouldn't be interesting. We've talked about that. Jackie, what does it mean?
It has characters, problem, and resolution.
Good. It has characters. It has a problem, and it has a resolution, okay? Every single word problem gives us the characters, right? Every single word problem gives us the problem. We are trying to be detectives and find the resolution. How was it solved, okay? So I'm looking to see how is this problem solved? What is the resolution, okay? And that's what your job is, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and read the problem. It says, Jenny had a sleepover with her friends. Okay, automatically, I'm going to stop there. Who's my character?
Jenny.
Are you able to visualize in your mind what's happening?
Yes.
Okay, what is she doing?
She's having a sleepover.
If you have a connection with that, show me that you have a connection. Okay, so automatically, I'm making those connections in my mind, just like in reading, okay? So Jenny had a sleepover with her friends. Her mom brought them donuts to have breakfast. Do you have a connection with that? Okay, so far I know that she's having a sleepover with her friends and that her mom brought them what?
Donuts.
Donuts for breakfast. Now I'm starting to make the connections. Oh yeah, I looked at these text features and what are they text features of?
Donuts.
Okay. Jenny compared the fraction of donuts what? Eaten as shown below. Okay, so I'm looking at how many donuts were eaten. Based off of this, what can I infer about these pictures? Based off of what I just read, what can I infer about these pictures? Because I'm making an inference. We remember that an inference is our text clues, which is the picture, plus our background knowledge equals that inference. Remember? So based on what I just read, what can we tell about, what can we infer? What can we infer, Adam?
That 3 of the chocolate donuts were eaten and
Okay.
2 of the glazed donuts were eaten.
Okay, good. So based off of that, I can look at that 3 of the chocolate donuts were eaten and 2 of the glazed donuts were eaten. What does eaten mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Alyssa? I'm sorry, Allie?
Eaten means basically you had them.
Okay, so that they're missing. Okay, so part of my fraction is missing. Okay? All right, Miss Davis, do you want to take over the math portion?
Yes. Okay, so do I have a question yet? Or am I still just looking at the story?
Still looking at the story.
Did I get everything I need out of it?
So,
Okay, so now let's look at what the question is asking, because that's going to be what part of your story? Your problem. So let's see what the problem is, and let's find a resolution. Which, no, you're fine, because I'm going to come back to it.
Okay.
Okay. It says based on the fraction models.
So all that's saying is based on the text feature.
Because we know what a model is, right? Again, just like science. Do you see how all of these connections are happening between all your content areas?
yes.
Okay, so based on the fraction models, which conclusion? I know that you guys use that word in reading. What does that mean?
We know that there are 2 types of ways that we use that word. We're not talking about the way that we use it in writing. We're talking about what does conclusion mean? What do you conclude about this problem? What do you conclude about this problem? It's the same thing. Your conclusion and conclude. What do you conclude?
Turn and tell your friend that. You take 10 seconds to do that.
It means
All right, I heard some great things. Ashton, what did you think? What did you and your partner talk about?
we said that conclude means that you can infer.
Do you guys agree with that? All right, so let's see. Let's read that again. Based on the text feature that I have, what can I infer or which conclusion could Jenny make about the donuts eaten? Okay, that was a lot of words. So let's kind of restate it in our own words. Let's read it again. But while I'm reading it, I'm thinking, okay, how would I repeat that? How can I explain that to somebody? Remember kind of like that reasoning part? How would you explain it to somebody else? So let's kind of do that and see what that would really mean. Based on the fraction models, which conclusion could Jenny make about the donuts eaten? Okay, first, are they talking about what's here or what's missing? What's missing? So as of now, what I'm going to do to help myself is I don't want to talk about what I have, right? Because what are they asking me about?
So what's the problem? What are you you're a detective now. What are you trying to solve? You're reading and a math detective at the same time. What are you trying to solve? We remember that when we've talked about being reading detectives, you can't just make a guess and take it to your chief detective and say, here's the answer. No, you have to have your evidence to support your thinking. So what is your new thinking now?
Landon. Okay, that's okay, Cameron.
I know the answer is B because I know that 3
Well, let's kind of talk about each option and see if we can eliminate anything so we're only looking closer at the ones we still agree with after we read them. Do you guys want to do that? Are you ready for that? Okay, let's go. More friends preferred chocolate. What's preferred mean? What does that word mean?
wanted.
Adam.
Offer.
Let's see. Keep thinking. Keep
Hold
thinking.
on. Before, you guys, we're going to tie reading back into this. What makes the most sense? Remember, we talked about our reading strategies when we come up to an unfamiliar word. We know that we can plug in synonyms to see if those synonyms work. Okay, so what other word would work there besides preferred? What other word? We talked about synonyms, and we talked about how looking around the word for context clues to be able to identify or make a prediction on that word. What is a synonym that we could plug in? What is a synonym that we could plug in? Dean?
Wanted.
Okay. Would wanted work there? More friends wanted chocolate donuts because. Does that make sense? What is another synonym that we could plug in? What is another synonym? Aaliyah?
More friends had chocolate donuts because.
Okay, we could even say had. Okay, or good. Okay, or we could say wanted or had. Okay. But just because you're in math and you come across a word that you don't know, that doesn't mean that you leave your reading strategies behind. This is a perfect opportunity for you to be able to use your knowledge on identifying an unfamiliar word. Okay?
Okay, so let's read it again. So I know that, you guys, do you see how long it's taking to solve this? Does it matter how long it takes me?
No.
No, because if it's taking this long, that clearly means that this information is very important and that I need to kind of decode everything I'm reading, make sure that I'm ready to claim my answer. So more friends preferred chocolate donuts because 3/6 is greater than 4/6. Wait, there are two parts to this statement. There's all of this that you read, which could be true, but then there is a Comparison statement, is it true?
No.
Is 3, 6 greater than 4, 6? Remember, same denominator means I look at the numerator. 3 or 4 greater? 4. So is this true?
No.
So I already know that this is not going to work for me. It doesn't work for me as a reader or a mathematician. Can we agree on that? Okay, let's look at B. Fewer friends preferred chocolate. Wait, fewer means more or less? Less. I'm going to go ahead and write that down. Less friends preferred chocolate. So less friends wanted chocolate donuts because 3, 6 is greater than 2, 6. Okay, again, with the two parts. Do we agree with comparison statement? Is this comparison statement true?
Yes.
If it matches the words. Okay, so yes, this is true. But then let's think about it. This was the chocolate part. So I'm going to show you now. I'm going to try to zoom out and see if we can see the whole problem. And then I'm going to erase some of the markings that we made. I'll fix it again. So we already said, and I'll kind of clean it up. We already said that A is not true. Okay, fewer friends prefer chocolate donuts. Does it look like less friends ate chocolate donuts or more friends ate chocolate donuts? And tell me why. Can you justify why? Joelle, what do you think?
More friends ate chocolate donuts
Why?
because
Can you explain?
they both have 6, but one ate 3 and one ate 2.
Exactly. They ate more chocolate, right? Okay, so then less friends prefer chocolate. Is that true?
No.
Do you see how sometimes they give you a statement that like it's half correct and half incorrect? If any part is incorrect, it makes the whole statement incorrect, okay? Because it doesn't make sense. Yes, this is true, but no, fewer friends prefer chocolate is not true. Did we eliminate B?
Yes.
Okay, so now I have 2 to look at. More friends preferred glazed donuts. Wait, is that true?
No.
Do I even have to continue reading this part right now?
No.
I'm going to continue, but you already know that's not going to work.
Yeah.
Even though most of you chose C at first, do you remember? Do you now see why?
Yes.
Okay, it's kind of tricky sometimes, but it's your job as a detective. That's why we're bringing in those reading strategies, to look at all the words that you can see, to look at all your text features, to pick out the information that's necessary for you to find your resolution. Does that make sense?
Yes.
One thing that I'm noticing that Ms. Davis keeps doing is she keeps going back to that text feature to justify her thinking. So she will read it and then she double checks, okay, is that what that's saying? So she keeps going back to that text feature. This text feature is here for a reason. The author of this problem chose to put that in there to help you. Okay?
Okay, so more friends preferred glazed.
No.
Okay. Is 4, 6 greater than 3, 6?
Yes.
Do you see how they're kind of trying to play on that mathematician reader part? They're giving you something that a mathematician would agree with, but your good reading strategies should give it away. Like, that's not true. Based on my text features, that's not true. Got it? Okay. So, that's not true. I know that D is my only option, but here's where your CER comes. So yes, D is going to be your answer because you're like, okay, I already know that A, B, and C aren't going to work for me. But you need to read it, reason through it, to be able to give me your claim, evidence, and reason. Right? And Seamus, tell me why you already chose D.
I picked D because it looked correct.
Okay.
How it was.
Based on your text features, you already knew this was correct. Let's kind of reason through it. Fewer friends. So again, less friends. Preferred, so like chose. less friends chose glazed donuts. Wait, is that true?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Because 2 6. Is this 2 6?
Yes.
Quick fraction review. 2 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 out of 6 were eaten. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, let me do this one real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know my denominator is 6. How many were eaten?
3.
Okay. Okay, so less friends chose glazed donuts because 2 6 is less than 3 6.
Yes.
Do we agree with the whole statement?
Yes.
Okay. Turn to your friend and tell them your claim, your evidence, and your reasoning, and we'll come back to this. All right, if I can get everyone back with me. Alana, tell me what was your claim, evidence, and reasoning, you or your partners.
I think my answer is B.
Okay. I'm still listening.
My evidence is comparing fractions.
Your evidence is,
Comparing fractions.
tell me what that means to you.
Where you're comparing fractions.
Your comparison statement? Okay, can somebody also add to that? Because somebody may argue with you and say, argue your point and say, well, 3 6 is greater than 2 6, so why isn't B your answer? Which is where your reasoning comes, so can you give me your reasoning as well?
And my reasoning is chocolate, they ate more chocolate donuts than glazed donuts. And
My reasoning is more chocolate donuts were eaten. Do you guys agree with that?
Yes.
You agree? Okay. More chocolate donuts. I still need some more evidence to prove it. Landon, what can you add to my evidence?
We went over each question and made sure it made sense before we chose our answer.
So and how did we do that? What did we look at?
Our text features.
Our text features. My evidence is my text features or text feature info. Would that help? All right. Good job, you guys.
Okay, so I want to tie one more thing back into this, okay? So let's now that we have all the parts to this story, let's take a look at it. Do we have our characters?
Yes.
Do we have our problem?
Yes.
Were we detectives? Did we solve the problem?
Yes.
Yes, we solved the problem because this is what we found out, that fewer friends preferred the glazed donuts. Okay, great job.